moving to oneness. Nourishing curiosity. Embracing differences. Becoming one.
Even though I'm always so in the moment, and my guests too, but then there are little hints that tell us what is gonna arise during the show. And today I saw a little green, so it's growth, healing, and the vibrancy of that color and how it mixed together. So welcome everyone to the guided show today on the Moving to Oneness podcast. I'm Meilin, your host, and today my guest is sitting in England and enjoying as I am the spring, because both of us are really strongly connected to the sun and are invigorated by her. So hello and welcome, Suzanne, to the Moving to Oneness show.
Thank you, Meilin. It's a pleasure to be with you. Always enjoy being with you. So thank you
Yeah,
for having me.
we've come together several times. You have invited me on your podcast show and your Facebook show. So everyone do check that out if you have time. She is very inspirational, has some fascinating topics, and you'll learn a little bit more about herself. But let me explain for some of you who don't know what the guided show is. My guest today is here to fully soak in transformation, healing, sacred wisdom, sacred songs for herself. And I do know Suzanne, she loves to spread that and into the world and for many women and men out there. So let's see what comes and fall back, relax, and see what changes within you while you're listening to Suzanne, what she's bringing to the table, one would say, but here it is the show. I'm though sitting on the table and feel it deeply within your body, because I do sense it will be a very bodily experience today. So, Suzanne, in the moment, as you're just sitting there and being present to yourself, and you're very fine tuned also to your physical form, to your body, and how you feel in it, what arises for you in this second?
As I sit here right now, Meilin, there's a feeling of being grounded. There's some excitement. A new man is coming into my life,
Woohoo.
which is quite exciting. And there's a feeling of giving birth to something. So this year has manifested growth and development in many areas of my life, in my business, in my personal relationships, I think in the world in general, following the pandemic, and as we continue to go through the pandemic. And yeah, so there's a feeling in my body of groundedness, excitement, optimism, but optimism and also a little bit of kind of uncertainty. Like what there is trusting Mother Nature, trusting the universe, and the mind is saying, look after yourself, like that.
Mhm. Beautiful. Yeah, it is really now the moment, and especially the next a week for everyone who's watching. This is in April. It is this time this year, in this chaotic time, to take the time to really find your own truth, your own knowing. And Suzanne, for you especially, to let yourself fall really into Mother Nature, right? Soak in all these different tones of green that are
Mm.
rising now. It shows you the extreme wide range of that color. Yeah, in some languages, there are up to 300 different expressions for green because it is so important. Of anything that is green, of anything where little green is in it, right? Every color that has green with it. But also, it's lovely for your topic. Everyone, Suzanne is very sensual, asexual, and that she brings that wisdom out into the world. So
Mm.
green is the complementary color of red.
Mm-hmm.
So these red tones are coming out. So as you find yourself, you will recognize more and more the love for yourself. You're going to take time to feel that love even more. In all facets of your daily life. If it is, you know, if you're in the bath, if you're massaging maybe cream onto your body, if you're sitting in the sun, soaking her in, if you're lying on the grass, sensing, smelling the grass, in your work, that you take the time for your intuition to tell you what to do instead of pressing through. Falling back and feeling the wind on your body, or noticing that the wind is carrying you and embracing you, as is nature, as is your shirt now in the moment. It's a very soft, textured shirt, has a little playfulness within it. It highlights you, right, everyone? That's a beautiful example. So I can do a little, that is important for you, to show your face that came when you were speaking. Even now, if you look at half of your side, not all of it, but a third of your side is in the shade, right? It's maybe because of the light or the camera or whatever, but it is at this moment, so we speak about it.
Mm.
Yeah. So this V-shaped neck is very important to wear because it highlights your face, and you want normally, so people see you, right? You take the head and you go down. And I'm going to use this as an example because this works so well. So everyone watch, yeah, how my presence is changed. I'm going to change that. So and if I pull it down, my presence is different.
Mm-hmm.
So for you, your presence in the moment is important to be seen, to show yourself, to feel more comfortable, to be seen in the way you are, and in a beautiful way. And all of you who are listening to you, right? Show yourself even more in your radiance. Suzanne, you have so much radiance about you. You care so much. You love to highlight others. So let that shine back to you, reflect to you in a moment. Maybe take a little time off even now in highlighting others and finding your own ways to highlight yourself, to highlight the way you eat, to highlight how you live at home, maybe changing some furnishings around, bringing in maybe more plants or a vase with cut flowers, yeah, or bring a small plant that doesn't mind so much darkness and shade into your bathroom. Yeah, where can you add always a little spark that your home becomes the medicine and empowers you. Yeah, like the clothing, the softness, your second skin, to wear what you feel so relaxed in, comfortable in, but that gives you this little oomph at the same time. Maybe take some time to weed out, not uh, not out the weeds outside of the grass, because they're here to support you, but weed out things in your home, in your closet, that are not for you anymore, because you're off to a track to something big. And anything that is not you, say thank you very much and send it off, or give it out to someone else who loves it, or that suits that person beautifully. So share a particle, a clothing, because we all love the clothing, and share that love with someone else. Say, ooh, this will highlight you. This is the right thing for you now.
Amazing. So this is really interesting, Meilin, right? Because yesterday, so today is Saturday, yesterday, Friday, I was wearing green as well, a different shade of green, but green. And it was a very instinctive process to just pick up this top and put this green top on. But it felt like the right thing to do. And I can hear, so I can hear the importance of sorting out my home. And one of my projects for today is giving my home a good clean in a way that I haven't recently. And also, one of the things that I'm considering and processing at the moment is there's a lot of work that I want to do in my home to make it the environment that I want to live in.
Mhm.
And what you're saying is that it's about creating a sanctuary, is
Yes,
what I hear.
exactly.
And that's kind of the vision that that's the picture that I've been envisaging. And what you're bringing to me is that that's more urgent than I had given it thought to be. And that goes really amazingly. I think that that's a really amazing message alongside the message, like what you and I have talked about in the past, in that what you and I have spoken about a lot is being grounded in your body and like really embracing all aspects of your physical being.
Yeah.
And our environment is a real reflection of that. And also, it's a place for our physical being to be. So, creating a space that's sanctuary and honoring of us as a being supports that. So, thank you.
Beautifully brought together in your words. And it's so
Thank you.
important. This is the other topic. We all have our own vocabulary, because we're unique beings. We have different experiences.
Mm,
Yeah, so for me, I use always the more the healing term, the medical, the shamanic word. But yes, everything I sit on at the table, right, it communicates.
mhm,
And if I have it is it's a material I recognize. It's a material you recognize. It's a material we recognize, because we are
mm,
in constant communication with it all day. And now, as many of us are still a lot at home around this globe, it doesn't mean that now you have to go and do an extreme cleaning of throughout the house and spring cleaning, right? There's this beautiful word. But let your body move you to what is needs to be done. Maybe it
mhm,
is only a certain window today, or a one certain corner in one of your rooms,
mhm,
right? This is already changing the flow of energy within your home.
mm,
Yeah, because I don't want that it becomes work. It has to feel like an invitation, because even in that moment, you go into an exchange. You have water, you have uh, uh, a lappen, a cloth in your hand. So everyone even maybe try to have cloths that out of natural material, right? Ecological cleaning solutions, very important. Because again, there are microorganisms then in that, if you go that far, even in your cleaning solutions or in your shampoo, right? Or bathing, it becomes very important that anything you start using, and Suzanne, for you to, that you are very conscious of what it is here for you to do and what you're here for it to understand, to learn, to exchange. So when I speak about an exchange, and I think that is also the whole time that is moving now out of the way of getting guidance the whole time, that we move into feeling very comfortable and secure in communicating with every material, knowing it understands you, and that there is an importance for you to communicate in that moment.
Mm.
So your body leads you exactly to the right clothing to wear, maybe where to sit, which path to take when you walk outside, yeah, for a stroll. Who are you going to meet, right? This is also, you're in a way dictating your own life now. This is where it's
Mm.
leading to really hone in. So everything that is, you can rise up from deep within and can be lived more. And even in your work, Suzanne, you have such a grand vision. Everyone, I have to interview her more directly one day for to speak about her fascinating work she does. Yeah, uh, so that this sensuality can come from deep within and feels really invited, sexy, and comfortable, safe, and trusted to arise, to show itself, and to be seen.
Mm. That's amazing, Meilin. Yeah, wow. I can hear, well, what I can hear in what you've just shared is the oneness of that everything, that we're moving away from this kind of notion of silos and everything being separate into oneness and being connected with nature and each other, and which you were pointing to with the materials. And what that provides is the ability to design our lives and be the director of our lives, rather than being told what to do and following orders or following a path that someone else has created for us.
I
And
love that.
that is and that's very much what I'm about. um that's what my book's about. Yeah, that's and what I find with that as well is that that's a constantly evolving process. It's like there's layer, like, so you were talking about the revealing and the making ourselves be visible, and it's like you reveal a layer of yourself, and then there's another layer that it feels a bit raw to kind of reveal, and it's a kind of, it's unnerving and it's a bit uncomfortable, but then there's the process of trusting and knowing that we're okay, and that we're not safe isn't the right word, but can take care of ourselves because we're in charge of our lives. And then that reveals another layer, and that is profound, Meilin.
Mm. Thank
Mm.
you. And as you do that, you'll feel also more comfortable, that the others will feel comfortable with it and they start doing the same. And at the same time as they're doing, they can open up to embrace themselves and you. So a whole new relationship starts. And before we go into the, yeah, and also especially if you go into partnership, the more you are who you are and are able to understand, you can share, and then the other person can support you, can understand you in a deeper way. You know, this understanding with no words, and his his actions, her actions, right? For everyone else, they start then to become a dance, a play, as you have so beautifully in your back of your drawing, right? In every being, we have this spiral, and were you doing that you a second ago, Suzanne? That whole movement of spiraling our own energy in our stomach, in our lower mid body, right? And bringing that energy in there, reigniting and feeling that turn, this vortex that is moving. It is not a stagnant, it is a living, changing, always breathing. Yeah, it is turns around like this, but then if this would be the body, right? That's the front and the back, but it goes also out like this or in like this, and the same on that side. So you have that spiral, but the spiral goes up and the spiral goes down, and then all the diagonals, but also it pulsates. And as this can pulsate more, you go out more, your body expands, everything in your body moves into its own vibration, a dance amongst itself. And that sparks other things, and that can be felt. And this truth that you're living because you've decided to live yourself is felt by everyone, everything existing, and it comes to dance with you, to go into resonance, into the same of movement, into support. And suddenly, in the moment where you decide to be you, there is an extreme huge support system being created. So in a way that, I love the word you used, this rawness. Yes, it will be seen. In a way, it will be even appreciated as you feel it. And this is what's going to move others. Exactly that. And I would like to sing a song for you, Suzanne, and for everyone else who is in this situation, to feel really embraced, held by the energies around you, that you're held even by yourself, that you feel you're here for yourself. We're talking about the love, that the love, your own love, is beautiful to be felt by you. The love of everything in nature, right? It just feeds you, it nourishes you, and by other people. If it's family, a partner, children, friends, or colleagues. Take in a deep breath and exhale and find your own rhythm.
Thank you.
What are you feeling? Share it, please, so others can recognize maybe a little bit what is going on with them at the moment.
So, well, one of the things that I can feel is the purity of the sound. There was a moment where your voice sounded like a Tibetan singing bowl.
Mm.
And that was, and I could feel it, your voice and the sound in my body. And I feel expansive. And quite big. Yeah, so like nurtured.
There's a calmness as you feel this expansion. It's still moving, everyone, and also Susan, I feel the same. We're moving still outward. Also, it comes, it's like we're touching, each other, and they're like, with little tips, just very gently.
Mm.
I sense that. It's like we're having a beautiful circle, the knowingness that we're here for each other.
Mm.
And we recognize each other.
Mm.
Even as you are you, I am me, right? We feel us.
Mm.
It is a recognition of our really true state. There is no questioning in that moment, because it is. And I'm looking outside, I have to look a few times. This array of greens and the birds that are singing, the children that are playing outside, the sun that is shining, the cat that was walking toward the door. Yeah? There is a vibrancy of moving and being in this largeness, in this vastness, and recognizing that everything out there is so beautiful. And if everything out there is so beautiful, from the tiniest leaf, the reflection of that tiny fly or that bee or that small bird, the small leaf can be seen. It has a reflection side and then maybe a more quiet side, like a little bit of the shadow. So the shadow is not also a bad thing. It highlights in that moment. It brings something forward. So use light, the play with color, to also bring yourself more to vibrancy, to shine, to be seen outside, to support yourself. Like for your clothing now, for yourself at home, wear maybe something red. Maybe you have red underwear or red pants, or you have a red scarf and put that around your belly. Maybe you have, where you put hot water in and then lay it on your belly for the little
Yes,
children.
a
Or
hot water bottle. Yeah.
ja, genau. something like that, where you take the time for yourself to cuddle in, to feel embraced, and you embrace yourself in this way.
Mm. Okay.
And all of your thoughts, and it'll be very peaceful, because the a female of the doves, almost white dove,
Oh,
flew in.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing.
Very beautiful as we were speaking outside. So this peacefulness that she also brings, that will arise just out of that. And then you do not have to worry. When you act on your intuition, you know what to do, and it will reflect out into your work. Then later it will reflect into who you get for clients. It will help you in creating the more newness you are out to be creating for your work, to bring into the world, to stimulate many people, to bring healing to others, because that's what you set out really intensely to do. But in a way, it is for you now, Suzanne. Do you know, like when you shoot your children when they are younger, out of wood and a rubber band, and they took a slingshot, that's it, right? You
Mm.
have to pull it back first for a while. And first of all, you have to find the right materials to build it, and then you have to pull it back. And so it is now to pull back, and then when you have that, right? Or even if you're in archery, there you have to wait for the right moment to let go. You, in a way, become so aware. You check out your whole surrounding, you check out how you're feeling, you're checking out if you're aligned to yourself and with whatever you decided to align to, right?
Mhm.
You're still for a while in that holding position, and maybe you're still aiming, but you're still in this pooling, in this. And then when you let go in that moment, you're doing it with a certainty, you're doing with a knowingness that it's going to hit exactly where it is to go. So in a line of intention, right? We set that intent to go, set our vision to do only the certain things that bring us to. So even if I have a whole, in the back, several arrows or intention lines to shoot, I pull them back, but there's a long, I don't waste not one of those precious handmade arrows that you put so much energy and love into to create, that they go and shoot wherever they determined to go, to communicate with, or create a target. It's more of the target person, right? The right person that will be maybe your client, or the person that helps you to move forward, that they get that you find even in the same way how clothing, when you go shopping, or even if you shop on the internet, right? There is a moment when you wait for in the body where it feels right to let go. Everything is just so in tune, and and you let it go, and it goes exactly where you had decided to let it, to send it to.
Mm.
This is what is now in for you, and you're representing, thank you very much, in that way, many others of us, to take the time to pull back, to use the force that we have, the knowledge, the wisdom, right? To pull that back, to get to familiarize it, ourselves with it, for you to familiarize yourself with your gifts and talents. So the question I would ask you, what do you love to do? Where are you really good in? And then when you have that, you say, who's there to help me get even better at this?
Mm.
What do I have to do to get even better at this? Right? Then it's easy. But finding that out is the time to do now.
That's weird. That's just
It's not weird. It's always. You probably have been thinking about that.
I have. That's why it's weird. I'm like, how does she, yeah, because I have been thinking about that a lot.
Mm.
So in my business has grown quite a lot this year.
Yeah.
And now I find myself with 3 or 4 team members and a YouTube channel and some, I've got some consistency and some stability in the business that I haven't had before. And that's enabled me to be able to look at what is it that I'm really good at in the business, because up till now I've been doing everything, all the marketing, all the everything. And what is it that I'm really good at, that I really, really enjoy, and that nobody else can do, that it would be very difficult for them to be able to replicate me as. And so, and that question, and then asking that question of each of my team members as well,
Yes.
because it will then have them be in their zone of genius, which will make them have more, they'll then be having more fun with the work that they're doing, experience more joy and fulfillment, and produce more, be more connected to what it is that we're engaged in as a vision. So that is, yeah, I mean, that is the question, Meilin, for everybody, not just for me, for everyone. What is it that you are really good at and that you really love, that you're not giving as much time to and energy to as you'd like to? Because in reality, the more energy and effort, where focus goes and energy flows, success and fulfillment follow.
Automatically.
So, yeah, so that's it's really fun. That is very much at the forefront of what I've been thinking about just in the last 10 days, Meilin.
Yeah, it is. Then also there is no waste of energy.
Exactly.
So that is your own medicine. Goes back to the medicine for you, how you feel in your body, how the other person that works with you in your team, in your body, how your partner then, right, in your private relationship, because your work is not very easily to separate. You live your being, right, and this more and more moving into it. It's not something we're separating. It is every moment of our life, because we're doing what we love, and it expresses in anything. So that's why your home, your office is here to reflect and to support you. Anything you sit on, you drink, you eat, with whom you talk about. And the more and more people you have like this, even in your surrounding, even if you go to a baker, right, who lives this way, it enlightens you. It makes things easy. There is more of a floating when you walk. The words then doesn't need any strength within your muscles of your mouth or your throat. Your breathing goes into a natural rhythm. We don't have to even practice. So it becomes very
It's,
harmonious and peaceful.
yes. So there's a couple of things that I can hear in what you've just shared. So we've been talking about transformation this whole time. And for me, the transformation is it's a function of transmutation. So, and transmutation is moving the state of something from some matter from one state to another. So for example, water is a really great example. You apply heat to ice and it turns into water. You apply heat to water, it boils and it becomes steam. Right? And those are transmutations of the energy of the H2O, that the molecules of which form ice or water, whatever it is, water in different states. But the key ingredient is the heat that has to be applied to change it, to transmute it. And that's what you're talking about in terms of that applying of energy to what it is that we are delighted by, we enjoy, we're good at. That applying of heat magnifies the potential of whatever it is that we're already good at. And that creates a state of flow, because it allows for that movement of energy into an expression in the world that allows for the connection and the oneness, that which is what your podcast is about. And it's it dissolves the separateness, is what I'm sort of saying.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank you. But you're
So,
amazing. So it's just a, I'm highlighting what is in you.
mm, mm, thank you. Wow. Mm, okay.
Yeah, the beautiful wisdom the beautiful being you carry. I mean, the beautiful being you are. And the beautiful wisdom you express into the world and support others with. And yes, no wonder, and you will be growing more and more. Like everyone, it's so funny since this is really my son's plant, but it wanted to come to me. So I moved it into this room. And here it has been growing, nourishing. He found another one that he can communicate more with, and that thrives in his environment. And
Mm,
this is like my podcast plant. This is where I come and paint it and talk. So this is really interesting. So as there is this recognition and the knowingness we're here for each other, this growth happens. It grows and grows and grows. I barely do something to it. It is just each other's vibration.
mm-hmm.
And the love for each other, as it loves itself, as I love myself, and as you love yourself, Suzanne. So this is so, so beautiful. I feel you feel embraced, you feel expanded, you feel warm, in a way complete,
Mm.
and in a way clear now. The confusion has dissolved,
No,
transformed,
yeah, the confusion has,
transmuted.
yeah, it's transmuted, yeah. It's clearer, definitely. Yeah.
So
Amazing.
your energy goes now, this spiral I'm sensing is going in like this in you. And you're going to
Mm-hmm.
digest it a little bit, put your little flavoring, and it's going to communicate with you and your body. And you're going to see its fascinating mix. And then together you're going to create something new. So take your time. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah. I will let you know what happens, Meilin.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you for being and coming and delving in courageously in being a guided guest today on the Moving
Well,
to
thank you.
Oneness show. I wish you the best, and you will experience the best. And every one of you who this is happening also to you at the moment. This is not just happening to Suzanne. She was the igniter who has catapulted not just herself, but also you and even me forward into doing what we are best in, and catapults us into a knowingness and in a way of a comfortable way of collaborating and moving each other forward even further and uplifting each other. So, greetings to the island and everyone out into the world. Enjoy your time. It is beautiful energy out there in the cosmos. Soak it in, take the time, soak in the love, be out in nature, communicate with nature, change your home so you feel comfortable, bring it to shine, yeah, and see what unfolds to you and let me know. We have a Facebook group, Moving to Oneness. You can always let me know, or even Suzanne there, what has been unfolding and what will be unfolding for you. So goodbye everyone, and goodbye Suzanne.
Thank you, Meilin. Bye, everyone.